What if the secret to having more energy, to living a longer, healthier life, wasn't in some pill or fad diet, but in the way you breathe? Today, we're going to explore a story about how some ancient wisdom completely turned one man's life around. And it all begins in one of the most incredible and unlikely places on Earth.
So, I want you to picture this. You're way up high, 14,000 feet above sea level, breathing in that thin, crisp air of the Tibetan plateau.
The air up there is so thin that there's literally 40% less oxygen than what most of us are breathing right now. I mean, just climbing a flight of stairs would leave you totally winded. And yet, in this exact environment, you see monks, guys in their 70s and 80s, just moving with this incredible, almost supernatural grace. They're gliding up these steep mountain paths, and they're not even breathing hard, not a hint of fatigue. So the big question is, how? How is that even possible? In a place that is literally defined by its lack of oxygen, how do these guys not just survive, but absolutely thrive? Well, let's unpack that. The answer to that mystery isn't found in some high-tech lab. It's actually found in the story of a pretty ordinary guy named James. At 69 years old, living in Colorado, James was dealing with the exact opposite problem of those monks. He felt like his world was just shrinking, one breath at a time. See, James was active his whole life. He was a hiker, a runner, a cyclist, you name it. But by his late 60s, everything changed. Those hikes with his buddies, they became a struggle. He was always the one falling behind, gasping for air, feeling like his lungs were just tight and weak. So he went to his doctors, they ran all the tests and basically told him, hey, your lungs are fine, it's just age, it happens. But for James, that just wasn't good enough. He refused to accept that this was just his new reality. He knew there had to be something more. And that feeling, that refusal to just give up, is what led him to a Tibetan monk who taught him 4 ancient breathing practices. Now, this is the heart of it all. These aren't some complicated exercises. They're a total, fundamental shift in how you use the very breath in your body. Okay, so practice number 1, and this is the big one, the foundation of it all, diaphragmatic breathing. The monk's first lesson to James was pretty blunt. He just said, you breathe wrong. And it turns out most of us do. We take these short, shallow breaths from our chest, but the real power, it's in the belly. You can actually try this right now. Go ahead, put one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Now, breathe in through your nose. What you want to feel is the hand on your belly rising up. The hand on your chest, it should barely move at all. Then, as you slowly breathe out, your belly falls. It might feel a little weird at first, but that is you engaging your body's main breathing muscle. Just like the monk told James, this is real breathing. When we're just using our chest, we're not getting a full tank of oxygen into our blood. And that's a huge reason so many of us feel kind of tired all the time. It makes so much sense when you think about it. So once James got the hang of breathing from the right place, the next step was all about breathing with the right rhythm. This brings us to practice number 2, structured breathing, also known as the 4-7-8 method. This thing is an amazing tool for calming your mind and actually making your lungs stronger. And it's really simple. You just breathe in through your nose for a slow count of 4. Then you hold it for a count of 7, and then you exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 8. That's it. You just do that 4 times, and it can make a world of difference. But why the hold? This is where it gets really cool. That hold isn't about saving oxygen. It's actually about building up your body's tolerance to carbon dioxide. Now, this sounds weird, but it's the CO2 that actually tells your red blood cells, hey, release that oxygen into the muscles and organs. So the better you get at handling CO2, the more efficiently you deliver oxygen everywhere. And what does that mean? More energy. It's like a brilliant little biological hack. All right, practice number 3 is called alternate nostril breathing, or in Sanskrit, Nadi Shodhana. This is something the monks do every single morning. The ancient wisdom says it balances the body's energies, the cooling and the warming sides. But what you feel is this deep sense of calm and mental sharpness. So here's how you do it. You take your thumb, close off your right nostril, and breathe in through the left. Then you switch, closing your left nostril with your ring finger and breathing out through your right. Then you inhale through that same right nostril, switch again, and exhale through the left. That's one full round. And this is a perfect example of how ancient wisdom and modern science are saying the exact same thing. The monks talk about balancing energies. Science now shows that this practice literally activates our parasympathetic nervous system. That's our rest and digest mode. And look at the results. A lower heart rate, reduced blood pressure, better focus. It's the same outcome, just with different language. And the last practice, number 4, is where it all comes together. It's called breath walking. This is all about weaving that intentional breathing into your movement. It's basically how the monks stay so calm and efficient, even when they're climbing those mountains. The rhythm is pretty simple. As you walk, you breathe in for 4 steps, you hold for 4 steps, you breathe out for 4 steps, and then you hold with empty lungs for another 4 steps. Then you just repeat that cycle. It trains your body to handle physical effort without getting stressed out. So after all this, what happened to James? Honestly, the transformation was incredible. Just 6 months after learning these techniques, he went back to a mountain that he had failed to climb just 2 years before. And the proof was in the numbers. We're talking measurable results. His resting heart rate dropped way down, his anxiety levels plummeted, and most importantly, his lung capacity went way up. His own doctor couldn't believe it. And this time, he made it to the summit. But the amazing part wasn't just that he made it was how he made it. He wasn't gasping for air, he wasn't exhausted. He just sat at the top, and he breathed. Calmly, steadily, he was in complete control. For the first time in a very long time, he felt truly strong. So what does all this mean for us? I mean, James's story is incredible, but it's not some magic trick that only worked for him. This is wisdom that every single one of us can use in our own lives as long as we approach it the right way. So please, keep these things in mind. Start slow. Seriously, just focus on that belly breathing at first. If you have any health stuff going on, especially with your lungs, talk to your doctor before you start. And a big one, never ever force your breath. If you feel dizzy, just stop. Go back to normal breathing. And remember, consistency beats intensity every time. 5 minutes a day is way better than one big 30-minute session once a week. Look, most of us aren't going to travel to a monastery in the Himalayas. But here's the beautiful thing, we don't have to. The mountains of Tibet are far, far away. But the power of your breath, it's right here. It's with you right now, just waiting for you to use it. So I'll just leave you with this one simple question to think about. Right now, in this moment, just notice, how are you breathing? Is the movement in your chest or is it in your belly? Because just becoming aware of that, well, that's the first step to everything.